Hey, up!
Listen here.
How you doing, guys? How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Yeah. So we've got special guest today. Kalani, where is he? He's here.
I was looking for him.
I filled the odd one out, but we've got Kalani. Is it kind of the ghost hunter now? Kalani, what do you go by now?
I just say Kalani. I do a lot of things. I eat
Yeah.
food. I ghost hunt. I travel.
Because when you first come over to the UK a few years ago and you were coming over on your social handles as Kalani the ghost hunter, and then that slowly evolved into food, to travel, to just being a crazy guy.
I like it.
That's still true. And you know, people are always like, "Why don't you change your name?" Part of it is I can't. Facebook won't let me. I'm too in deep with that name.
Right.
So they're like, "No, you will not be changing it." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Cool." But I
I'm
still
revenue for them then.
I have ghost hunting stuff coming soon because I've taken a long break.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do more of that when I go home. Some here in the UK as well, but it'll give me something.
I'm glad to hear that because, like, when I saw you last year, you were sort of toying with the idea of doing more of the food and travel and less of the ghost hunting. And then it's nice to hear that you've now sort of, you know what, I'm going to do a bit of ghost hunting back home and then I'll do the food and travel as well.
Yeah, it's nice to have a balance because when you do the same thing all the time, it kind of loses its fun. So I try and keep it fresh, do new things, and I've taken a long enough break that now I can go back to it, have fun doing it.
Good for you as well, and it's like good for your own head that you can just mix it up and be that person who does everything. And as well, you know what he is? An adopted Yorkshireman. I've seen his bought Yorkshire tea, Yorkshire pudding mix, Yorkshire sweets.
This is it. I mean, to be honest, mate, he's probably sat here, not a clue what me and you were saying.
Not a clue.
I've spent enough time here that I understand, but if they would have been my first trip, I would have been...
We are trying to talk a bit posher though.
I'd be grabbing at straws and trying to figure out what you were saying.
Your time in the UK, which has been the accent that you found? Because you went to the country over there, didn't you?
Oh,
Black
that
country,
one's tough. Because it's not like I know that what you're saying, but it's changed so much. And I think that one's actually closer to Old English than any other accent in the UK, historically speaking. But it's tough to understand.
Where's that?
Dudley, right by like kind of close to Birmingham. But Dudley's even worse than some of the Brummies I've heard.
Yeah.
So it's tough to understand.
Me and Sam were in Birmingham last week. Where I did a place called Peg and Grill.
Come again?
Peg and Grill.
Oh, I thought you were pegging.
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 You and the cameraman were doing what?
Yeah, me and Sam were look.
You've said it now. You're getting slaughtered while having a sirloin.
No, so that was the place when I got myself in trouble because we were sat outside waiting to go in. It opened at 12. We were there at 11, right? So I said to Sam, I'll go live on TikTok. So I did a TikTok live, and I'm sat in van, and somebody said, "Who's that young lad in van?" So I said, I've just picked him up. That was it. They were all like, he's picking kids up in his van. It started going nuts, didn't it? And then they're going, oh, look at... And then he's leaning and they're going, oh, poor lads, are you all right?
Oh, my God.
And then behind, there's one of Athena's Peppa Pig balloons.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It looks like he's laid me in with a balloon.
Young, though. You are looking younger. But you know what? It would a bit sus how much you like Werther's Originals. You like
Werther's Originals?
I've had one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I call
like
them?
the old person candy?
Non-snuggets. I call them a non-snugget. I could just see people go, do you want a Werther's Original, young man?
Jordan.
I just equate that to old people eating Werther's. I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong, but I always think of like my grandma eating them.
Yeah, well, we've got to be careful here, Jord, because the problem Kalani's had over time is obviously trying to understand the English dialect and what it's all about, and people sometimes take the piss, don't they? And they tell you to do things. So I remember last year, you were coming over and you and Savannah and you were doing a live. So he said to me, can you take me to a curry place in Bradford? So he's put on that he's going to Bradford and he was saying to people, what's it like? And I read some of the comments and somebody put, Bradford's got golden sands, clear blue waters. And he's like, wow, man, why haven't I been here? And I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, no. Bradford's definitely not like that.
That's actually one of the minor taking the wind-ups.
Go on, then. What's the?
So my dad, well, dogging was one
Yeah.
originally that I struggled with because I didn't know what it meant. And then once I
Had a
figured out what
t-shirt
it
on.
meant, I slapped a T-shirt on my dad, and he didn't know. So he's walking around with a shirt that says "I heart dogging,"
That's fantastic.
yeah.
and I got him to wear it from the airport from Nashville when we were flying into Heathrow. And the moment we walked through security in Nashville, there was a British guy that was working in Nashville, and he says, "Do you know what that shirt means? Like, you can't be wearing that." And then he told my dad what it meant, and he got pissed off for like an hour. But then he had a chuckle, and then now he loves it. So
He
now
just wears it everywhere.
now people know my dad is Dave the Dogger. And anytime anyone's, and you know what's crazy is the people that come up to him and ask him about the shirt are always women. It's never a
It will
man.
be.
It's always women. So they'll be like, "Are you wearing the shirt today?" And then he'll just like unzip his vest. It's like Superman,
So
but it's a
basically,
dogging
they're
shirt.
dogging him.
I like
Aren't they?
that.
'Cause they're
So instead of
watching him.
flashing lights, he's just opening shirt
Yeah.
up.
He just opens his shirt up.
And to be fair, Kalani's dad is class because I met him last year, didn't I? And he come up to food court, tried the burgers, and then we went
Dogging.
I took him, yeah,
With the cameraman.
yeah. I took him to Cannon Hall, and we went there. It's
nice, Cannon Hall.
Yeah, and we tried the.
Yeah, that was Christmas
wrap,
time. Yeah.
Yeah, nice place up there, and he seemed to enjoy it. He loves your adventures. He loves seeing you smiling. But
He
it was
also
nice
he
to
loves
see.
the attention though.
Yeah.
My dad loves the attention.
So do you.
Yeah, but it's different with my dad.
Yeah.
Like he'll go around and at home, which he's proud of everything that I've been able to do, but he likes to exaggerate.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, "Oh, my son's got 50 million followers." I'm like, "Fuck, where'd these other 45 million
Yeah.
followers come from?"
Yeah.
But he's just
that's
just
a
him.
proud-
He's just a proud dad, yeah.
Yeah.
So my mum,
Yeah.
right, somebody, when I did a meet and greet in one of the shopping centres, somebody come, I had it on one of the episodes, somebody went up and went, "Are you Danny's mum?" So now that's what she says to people. She introduces herself.
Hi,
as
I'm Danny's mom.
Danny's mum.
My dad does that a lot, you know,
Yeah.
though. I do think it's like a parent thing when my dad
Yeah.
will go, "Oh, yeah, you know my son, Jordan Gray?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I do, yeah." He loves it, bless him.
Yeah, but that's it.
It's just proud parents, though, innit?
Yeah. Parents, the parents are proud, but then you're like, "Oh no," like you said, "Where's those 45 million come from? Just calm it down a little bit."
Hey, if he's got that T-shirt on, if it works for him, crack on. Just keep. I love
Keep
dogging.
dogging.
I love dogging. I love dogging.
I mean, he loves that shirt. I have to buy him another one because, and the other thing is, I put it on my merch store as a joke, and then I had a lot of people actually buy it.
Yeah.
So there's people around the UK that have
I love
Heart
dogging.
Dogging.
100% they're wearing it while they're dogging.
I mean, I'm not against it. Peter Kay has been a big advocate for the dogging scene. You know,
Yeah, loves a bit of dogging.
loves the,
20 quid's 20 quid as well, but that's free.
the pegging grill.
Yeah.
Peg and grill.
Sam was slotting him
But
over
it
a sirloin.
was, going back to the peg and grill, it's one of those desi grills, so it's like Indian grills. So it got
Yeah.
like chicken tikka, kebabs, but then it was finished off with big bits of salmon, wasn't it? And it was really
It was
come
different.
out
Really?
steaming, sizzler. Oh, but the building outside is like some old pub, and it's an absolute crap all around there. It looks like if you stay there too long, they're going to rob you. But you go inside, and it's such a lovely place, wasn't it?
Oh,
Sam?
nice.
Yeah.
They've got like 18 beers on tap,
Oh wow.
What, like alt real ales or
all different.
like my
Everything.
kind of lagers?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
loads of
Jordan,
stuff.
mate, he'd have gone through all 18. Like, it was perfect. We said how many? I said I could do 8, I reckon,
I'd have done all
in
18.
the line.
He would have done.
I reckon you would have
100%.
done.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I wouldn't have left
We said
till I
Gaz
would have
could
done
do-
full 18.
10, 12 maybe.
So on like when you're out, how many are you drinking?
It depends. If I'm abroad in sun and I'm on it,
Okay, where is your your go-to sunspot?
so I've got my own place in Turkey.
Turkey. Okay.
And when it gets hot in summer, basically the gear glasses what are frozen, we draft, and it's that hot, you've got to down them.
Otherwise, it'll warm up. Yeah.
I'm sure somebody counted my record something like 28 pints.
Shut up.
In a day?
Yeah, in a day, 28 pints.
We're going to have to see this.
Yeah. I'll sit back and watch.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
sit back.
okay, I'll be the
28
tally
pints
guy.
in
All right.
sun.
Oh, my God. Mate.
So what did you look like at the end of that?
Fucked. Proper fucked.
But you
To
had a
be
good
fair, I have got a thing, right, and I tend to just fall over when I'm absolutely balanced.
Well, I think a lot of people do that.
No, like upside down
Right.
all the time. I've been holding George's hand abroad, pissed up, fell off curb, and I've done a backflip. She's still holding my hand, and I've landed head first on curb. Bang.
That's a lot. That's a lot of man hitting the ground.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
You have to see when I'm proper pissed. When we do that Barnsley pub crawl, I'll show you what pissed is.
Oh,
I
God.
don't think I know the meaning of the word
No.
compared to you, mate.
No.
28.
But you know what, right? I can have 4 pints and be pissed. But then I'm that level up until...
You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that, because obviously over in US, for what we see on TV, because I've been over to, I've been to New York, LA, Vegas, Florida. But when you watch it on TV, when you're watching TV programs, it's a lot of light beers, Bud Light, Miller Lite, all that. Do you have a lot of strong beers, or is it light beers because people just have because it's warm, isn't it? So people just
Yeah.
I mean, there's variants. Like you can get whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think, like PBR for example, it's not normally a strong beer, but then they make a PBR Extra,
right.
which is the stronger version of. So that one's like a 6% or 6.5%.
Nice.
So it's like you can find the ones you're looking for.
Yeah.
But the ones you normally see out and about are lighter.
So I'm curious, what is your favourite alcoholic beverage in this country?
In this country, it's not even from this country, but I love Guinness.
Yeah.
Can't beat a Guinness.
I'm with you on
And
that.
Guinness is a lot better here than it is in the U.S. because the further it has to travel, the worse it gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like obviously the pints I've had in Dublin
Yeah.
and in Ireland were fantastic, and the ones here are really good. But when you get over to home, they're so bitter, it's not even enjoyable.
Yeah.
My favorite though to date is probably German beer in Munich.
Ooh. I went to Oberhausen working for a boxing fight, and I was drinking German beer.
You can drink it like water, but then when you go to stand up, you're like,
Have you seen size of heads on them?
Well,
Like froth.
I don't drink that much.
I don't drink that much right now. I'm trying to
I
lose
had it
some
in
weight.
Germany. I had it in Germany, trust me.
And they have a law in Germany since I think the 13th century that there can only be 5 ingredients. There can't be anything else in
Is
their
that
beer.
right?
So they have
that's
a
why
purity
it's so
law.
good, isn't it?
And that's why it's so good is because they've kept it pure.
Yeah.
So
It
there's
is
no-
nice.
So with the Guinness, have you managed to split the G yet?
I've done it once successfully.
Yeah.
I think I've attempted it a few times, but it's a marketing gimmick.
Well,
for
we had
Guinness.
we had Gary on the show, didn't we? Gary Eats, and Gary likes a good Guinness.
Yeah.
Right. So him and Jordan tried to split the G because we did it in a bar in Barnsley. This idiot just downed his.
I did that the first time. People
Yeah.
were like, split the G, and I just necked it.
That's what he did. But Gary, he was taking his time, and he's like this. I'm thinking, what is he doing?
Got it right on the money.
Straight on.
The last time I did it is when I got it, so I've realized how much I have to intake. Like in my head, I know where we're
Yeah.
at, and I can usually time it pretty well. But I normally just like to sit there and enjoy it. I'm not.
Have you had a Stella Artois?
I've had a Stella. I also heard though that Stella is the wife beater beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I have 4 pints. Our lass is a right punch bag. I don't bray her. I don't beat it up. No,
Goodness
Stella's
say,
my.
mate, come on.
So he's got
Stella's.
nonce nuggets and he's beating his wife. Fucking hell.
Welcome to Barnsley.
He's
I've got
taking
6
that
toes.
with him. When he gets back to the US, he's going to go to his dad, put your dogging t-shirt on and take some nonce nuggets out with you. Get him in more.
Go get some Stellas. We'll have some cans of Stellas and fill loads of doggers in.
I like a Cruz Campo too.
Cruise is nice.
Yeah.
I do like a nice cruise.
When I go on holiday, that's, if it's
Yeah.
red hot, I might have 1 or 2.
Cruise Campo's
Or like
cracking.
a Corona with a lime. I like a Corona with a lime.
I like it on tap.
Yeah, Corona's good. I like Corona.
Just scares me now, that word, after all crap we all went through with Corona.
Yeah.
So, coming over to UK, obviously, I know that you're very fond of Edinburgh. Mm-hmm. You love Edinburgh, and that you're fond of York as well. You like that. What other 2 places in UK is like your sort of, this is where I've been, I've really enjoyed that?
It's really hard because I've been to so many places.
Yeah.
I
I think you've been to more places in UK than us.
Definitely.
I honestly do think that, because a lot of people, will travel through places, like go down M1 to London, so you're
But never,
travelling
like,
through,
stopped
but nobody ever comes off and, oh, well, let's go to... I did it. Me and Sophie were going down to London last year, and I says, I just can't be bothered driving. I mean, I know that you a 4-hour drive to you was nothing because of what you do.
Yeah, I
But
drove 3 this morning, and then I'm driving 2 after we get done today.
Yeah.
So that's, 5 hours of driving today?
Yeah, but for us, driving 4 hours, it's like, whoa, that's a long time, that. So I says, let's stop off. I'll find an hotel just off at motorway, and we stopped off at Leicester. So then Sophie's a bit of a geek, and she loves history and all this, so she found out about what were in Leicester and, the museum for the king and all this kind of stuff. So off we went, and we did all that.
It's meant doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, do you know what? It's right, because I went to, what they call that? Melton Mowbray pie,
Yeah, pork pie.
right?
Yeah.
And I went in, and I says, do you mind if I do a video? And she says, well, as long as it's going to be all right, because we've had that other fella here with his cowboy hat on, and he didn't like the pie. So I says, well, I might not like the pie. I said, but it depends. I says, we've all got different tastes. I says, but I'm not just getting a pie. Because they do like an afternoon tea with different pies and all this. And it was quite nice, but I just found it funny because that fella's been here with a cowboy hat.
And honestly, they were really nice, and I didn't mind the pork portion of the pie. I just don't like the jelly.
Yeah,
Like the
I
pie
don't like
tasted
jelly.
fine. I just didn't like if it was hot where it was liquefied, I wouldn't care.
Oh,
Tomlin's.
can imagine me a Percy Turner's hot.
No, so Kalani went to Tomlin's, right? And I saw his video, so I went to Tomlin's, and that's the first ever 10-star review I ever give. I was waiting to give
Really?
a 10-star out
That place is so good.
for like a year and a half, right?
Pork pie.
Yeah. And
Well,
that
they
way-
do like
Mate.
everything they make is great. They do
That's
this like banoffee.
Better than ours.
Mate, so these pork pies, right?
Barnsley's famous for pork pies, by the way.
You cut them,
Where I am.
right? So I got the cheeseburger pork pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you cut it, and there is no room between the filling and the pastry. They are rammed out there, right? But then they do a hot pie, but it's like a beef, and the jelly is liquid. So you bite into it, and it just goes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And then you sit there, and I've got wind at me, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, what's all this stuff all over my hands? And it's all jelly then, because it had gone on all warm. It's all then jellifying all up my
Like
arm.
PVA glue peeling
Looks
it off.
like I've stuck my hand up a dog. I've never done
Here
that
you go
before,
again.
but
Dog in.
Dog in.
Up a dog.
What's
Yeah.
going on today?
I don't know.
That's a bit
Well,
wolf.
Kalani set it off
Something's in the water.
Yeah.
with dogging.
That's a bit woof.
But the when I saw your review, I thought, right, because his face lit up like it was Christmas, and I thought, I'm going to have to go try these pies. And I went, and I swear to God, mate, like
I need
the
to go.
first time I've watched somebody else do a review, and I thought, like every single thing you said about those pies were like just bang on the money, or even better. And I'm thinking, wow. And they're just a little family business,
In the middle of Warrington, and there's nothing much going on where that place is at. But when I brought my American friend over a couple months ago, that was the first place I
Yeah.
took him.
That's
And
mint.
and that's what he got to experience as his first.
It's meant like when you just go like random places and you just find little shops or little cafes or little bakeries, and they're the best.
Well, that's what you try to do, innit? When you come here, you're trying to find the experience. Thinking back to when you first come, what on a food experience, what was your first thing that you tried that you thought, wow, that's blown me? I didn't expect it to be like that, or I've never tasted it, something like that before.
I think for me, my first ever video was a Sunday roast.
Yeah.
And I was in Crawley because we had just flown into Gatwick, and I was waiting. Mind you, I had zero money in my account when I came over here. Like, I was broker than a joke. But I had enough money to take this trip, and I'd always wanted to go to the UK and do some paranormal stuff. And me and my wife wanted to go visit it. So we came over, and we wanted to try Sunday roast because we kept seeing this girl on TikTok. And I was like, it looks like a Sunday or like a Thanksgiving dinner every Sunday. I was
Yeah.
like, we want to try one. So that was the first video I ever made. And it was so good, which I need to go back to that. It was just like a farmhouse inn. Like, it was
Yeah.
a chain pub, but it was so good.
They're always best
See,
in them, mate.
but now you've probably had so many good roasts that when you go back to that first
I don't know.
one-
That first one was still good.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't know how I was judging it because I'd only had that one, right?
Yeah.
But now I've had so many, and like that one's still good. Like, I remember the components of it that made it enjoyable for me.
Do you not find that it's always, like for you as well, Danny, like it's always your non-posh venues are the best?
Most of the time. There's a few though. So like my friend has a few restaurants up in Scotland that it's just everything that he's brought out to me ever has been phenomenal.
What are they?
His name's Dean Banks. He was on MasterChef
Yeah.
Professionals, and he has a few seafood restaurants in St Andrews and Edinburgh. But one of his restaurants is like a real posh Michelin guide place.
Yeah.
And they do like a 12-course tasting menu, which before I ever got to do one of those, I was like, oh, like there's no way I'd be full by the end of it. Like,
Yeah.
But
I was exactly the same. But
you
it's
do
different,
it,
innit?
and then but you think if you had all of those 12 plates out on a big plate, it would fill it up.
Yeah.
But after that experience, before we were ever friends, I had that meal and I was like, oh, that's incredible. Like that's like wonderful food. And then after that point, most of the time stuff's like I went and had barbecue in London the other day, and it was 85 quid for a platter.
Where did you have that?
It's in Walthamstow. It's a place called Black Cactus Barbecue. It was delicious, but
Right.
that's expensive. Like
Yeah.
like I was like that's pricey because like in the U.S. for me to get a barbecue platter, usually something of that comparable size would have been $60 to $80.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
What's your comparison between, because I'm going to America for the first time
yeah.
in July, what's the difference between our barbecue and your barbecue? Because from what I've seen,
Size.
like the American barbecues it's done with smokers and big smokehouses and stuff, looks a complete different gravy to ours.
That's the two things that I think the UK really struggles with. Because, like, I can find good burgers here. Obviously, you guys have great Indian food here. Like, there's so many things that are comparable that I can find things that I enjoy in both. But the biggest difference are usually Mexican food and barbecue.
And I'll say, before you say what the difference is, because I've been over and I've done some barbecue food in America, and it is absolutely class. And I think what we struggle with here, with a lot of the barbecue food, is seasoning, marination, because I don't think...
It's like an art, innit? When I've been watching them online, like
but
the
being
barbecue
able
comps.
to do it and then cook it properly, cook it right.
A lot of barbecue here is usually overdone.
Yeah.
Like, so I went to a place the other day, and they wanted me to try their brisket, which I'm not going to name the place because I didn't make it a part of my review because I'm very picky about brisket.
Yeah.
So, like, I won't just order it because I don't... If I already know it's going to be bad, there's no point in me ordering it to include that. Because I try and make everything positive for the most part. I mean, like, obviously I still have my criticisms, but I try and keep it positive. And they gave it to me, and they're like, we thought this was absolutely incredible, but we're not American. What do you think? And I'm like, this is fried to fuck. Like, I don't know who cooked this thing, but this thing's drier than shit. Like, you can look at it, and it's all crumbled up. And I'm like, let me show you what brisket's supposed to look like. And then I pulled up a video, and I showed them, and they're like, holy fuck. And they're like, I'm upset I even served that to you.
Well, even when you go to like Cat's Deli and you're getting all the meat there, it's completely different, cooked in a different way to what it is over here. When I first met you, I remember we were in a place and you were trying Nashville hot chicken, and the sauces like over here in the UK, all these chicken places that do all this Nashville hot sauce. You were saying it's nothing, but the main thing, the main criticism, and I was just laughing at this, was the ranch. Remember? And he's going, it's just not ranch. It is not ranch sauce. And you were like...
I was like, this is more like garlic mayo. Because that's what a lot of people do is they'll throw garlic mayo at you, call it ranch. And if you don't know the difference...
Yeah.
I ain't got a clue.
Oh, man, when you have proper homemade ranch, it's so good.
Will they be able to do that in, like, Miami?
You can find ranch
and stuff in Miami.
The thing
I'm a
you've
better
got
gun in
is,
Texas.
Is you've also got, different ingredients, what we use in our ketchup to their ketchup and our ranch to their. It's different, so tastes are different. When I've been to the US, sometimes things are a lot sweeter, or sometimes there's a lot of sort of sour tartness to some of the sauce. I'm like, whoa, bloody hell, I wouldn't expect it to be like that. But that's what makes the flavour, because then the food's completely different. It's cooked in a different way. And, I know that when I go to the US, I'm excited about trying the food. It's like you go to a barbecue place here and you ask for pit beans, right? You're just going to get a few...
Beans with bacon and barbecue sauce.
Yeah. But when I had them in US, it absolutely... I went to this place
I'm excited,
about 15 minutes outside of Vegas.
Yeah.
somebody said there's this barbecue, and I went in, and it was just like walking into some Wild West saloon. But the smokers were all going, and I got these pit beans, and I didn't want to have out else. They got bits of brisket in them. But the flavour of it was just amazing. Yeah, the pit beans, and this is the problem when you, like I said, the barbecue over here, it's not as good as what it is there. But then I suppose, you know, when if you go to the US, Jordan,
Oh, if you try and find British food in the
and there's
U.S.,
a fish and chips, you know,
now, there's one really good one in South Carolina called the Codfather,
right,
and they even serve it in paper.
right.
That one's good. And like
Right.
I've had a lot of shit ones, but that one was really good.
I'm gonna be honest. When I go to America, I'm eating no but barbecue,
Yeah, you're not going for
No.
efficient. I mean, that's what I tell people.
seafood and barbecue.
Ah, mate,
Done.
the desserts as well are just unreal, like the cheesecakes and the waffles.
See, you know that I'm not really.
I-
a
No,
big
no, no,
fan,
no,
am
no.
I?
Cracker Barrel pancakes.
Cracker Barrel, what's them?
So Cracker Barrel is like a big chain in the South. They're all over now, but it's a big chain. It's like an old country store. It's like country style food, but they're pancakes. They'll be different than the standard pancakes you have here, obviously, but they have like this nice crispy edge on the outside, and then the syrup they use is real maple syrup, and then you butter it, and then the butter melts in with the syrup, and then when you put your fork down through it, it just kind of folds into the buttermilk
Okay,
pancake.
now I said I'm gonna be wearing that dogging t-shirt with these pancakes if you carry
The
on
thing is,
talking
right,
like that.
so,
Jump
so
me.
the way that you're describing the food there, did you ever think that you'd become like a food critic, like a food reviewer, like you are? Was that ever on the cards, or were you?
Well, so you
focused
know
on-
what's funny is when I started doing videos, I was doing wedding videography,
Right.
and Savannah was doing photography, and we would work together. But I was trying to get better at like just making videos. So I would go do like one-off food reviews, and then I was a plumber in Utah, and I made my roommate do food reviews with me as just ways for me to practice.
Right.
But it was never like I'm going to become a food reviewer. It's a way for me to practice editing and filming, and I love food, so like it was just something easy to film.
I love a bit of
That's
food.
brilliant.
So
brill.
it was really crazy though. So I took a guy I met here named Gavin to America,
Yeah.
and I took him to a place that I grew up eating at that I did one of those reviews at a long time ago,
Right.
and he loved it. And then I started getting messages from the business because so many people were going there. And it's just right behind a petrol station. Like it's just a little shack of a building. It's a really small place, but they have incredible food. Anyways, so after the video with Gavin where he loved it, he's like, I've never had so much flavor in green beans.
Yeah.
There was a couple from Sheffield that flew to America, which I'm assuming they already had a trip plan, but then they took time out of their Nashville trip to drive hour and a half to this little spot that I took him to.
Right.
And they sent me a message, and they're like, the food was immense. Like, that was an incredible meal. Thank you for the recommendation. So it was like a really weird full circle moment that a place that I went to when I wasn't doing food content as a food content creator to now I have people from across the world
Yeah.
going to visit this
Going to-
tiny little
mental.
shack that I've grown up eating at.
Yeah. And
But
how does that make you feel? That
That makes me feel good. Like
Yeah.
it. No matter if you're in the U.S. or the U.K., the service industry is tough.
yeah.
Especially like the UK, there's so much VAT and things added on. It's like businesses struggle to stay afloat. And it's like, so I usually just show up at places unannounced. I'll pay for my meal. I'll eat my food. I'll rate it. I'll leave. If it's a shit review, I just don't post it.
Yeah.
If it's a good one, I'll post it.
Yeah.
But I've had so many businesses that have been like there was this donut shop I did in Wales, in Anglesey, which it was cold the time of year I went,
Yeah.
but it was a wonderful donut. And he was like he was doing more than the peak of summer in a cold month
Right.
just from my video because people were traveling to eat these donuts. So it's really cool when you get to see that level of impact, especially because it's not manufactured. Like it's not like, okay, Kalani, I'm going to pay you 2,000 quid to come in and make this video and you're going to say it tastes good. And I think that's what people buy into is like they don't have to wonder if what I'm saying is out of honesty or out of someone's filling my pockets.
Yeah.
If I
I'm
enjoy
the-
something.
I'm the same. Obviously, I've been doing the food reviews, and I always pay for the food. And
Yeah.
people, because you know, you've had it yourself. You'll go in and they'll if they recognise you, they go, "Oh no, it's all right." And I'm like, "No, look, I've got to pay for the food, because then in my own mind, I know that it's going to be a true review. Because if I'm going there to do a review, I want to be paying for the food. But you know, obviously, creating content, it becomes a full-time job, and it's how we earn a living. It's what we do. But I absolutely love it when you just see a success story of where you've been and you've made such an impact for that business. And like I said, because things are so tough, people are struggling. If you can go and you buy your meal and you do a review, and next thing they've got 50 people coming, it's like wow, because you've made a difference, and it's like people say, it's influencing you.
I've had a moment like that,
Yeah.
just with them lately, because mine just started mine. I went and did breakfast down Grimy.
Yeah.
Down Grimethorpe. No one knows where it was. They said to me, Geordie, it's been busy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good, because that's somebody I know from Village who's out at way. And I said to myself, if I can make you an extra £100 a week, it's an extra £100 for you.
Yeah. We went somewhere last week, didn't we, Sammy? And I can't say where it is because the video's not out yet. And I went there about 3.5 years ago to this place. And it's run by an old woman, right? And she's there, she's 80-year-old. And she's there at crack of dawn getting it ready. And she does so much for the community, right? People go in and they tip her. She has a book and she puts the tip in the book. And then when it's school holidays, she feeds the kids. She takes food to the prison because she believes in everybody can be rehabilitated, right? And like I say, 3.5 years. So Sam said to me, do you think she's going to recognise you? So I says, I don't know. I says, it's been a long time, and she's an old lass, bless her. And I walked in, and she walked past me, and I said her name, and she looked, and then she went, oh, Danny. And she was hysterical, wasn't she? It was nuts. And she's like, oh, my God. And she says to me, she says, the amount of people that's come in, you've saved the business, but then it's helped so many people in the community because I mentioned about this book and the tips, people are then going in, boom, 50 quid.
Yeah.
It's like a knock-on effect in it, which was good.
And then all the poverty around, all those people that then come in, and she's like, right, when it's school holidays, you come in every single day and you pick a meal up. And it was great. And I thought to myself, do you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Doing social media has changed my life. It's changed my lifestyle. But when you can make an impact like that, and I've seen it with you a lot, and I've seen a lot of your comments. You're one of the most active people replying to comments I've ever seen.
I try to be.
Yeah, you and Gary's the same. I've never seen so many comments flying about, and then people reacting back. And I think you're capturing your audience there, and people then feel a part of what.
Well, I think the other thing too is like some people don't realize that it's just me and my wife.
Yeah.
They think I have like this massive team of people, which I probably could, and I probably should, but I'm so anal about things being done the way that I want them
Don't mention
done.
anal to him.
Not me. She's your two who's been begging and sirloin steaking. You randy pair of gets.
But I like having that control because, that's what I've built, right? And in the moment I bring somebody else in, they're not going to be as passionate about me as I am.
Yeah.
And no matter what salary you're paying them, no matter what, at the end of the day, no one's going to care about it more than you.
Yeah, you've got, and I've learned that the hard way. Obviously, I've rebranded, come away from the old channel, and I'm in control now, right? So I can say what I'm filming, what I'm not filming, how we're going to do it. Sam's fantastic, and it works well, and hopefully I treat him well. All right. But what I like about you and how the authenticity that you bring, like you said, because it's you and Savannah, I love that because you're able to travel around, because obviously you've not just been coming to UK, you went to Benidorm, you went into Red Lion. Whoa, what did you think to that?
Benidorm is an interesting place.
Did you see Sticky Vicky?
Well, I saw a comparable show, yes, because Sticky Vicky's I think dead.
Yeah, she did.
And then her daughter doesn't really do it much anymore. But I went and saw just the Sticky show. It was a good time. Me and my wife had a fun time.
I ain't pulling out out my knob end.
You can do it your backside, Sticky Jordan, if there's a gap in the
You
market.
could have been a volunteer. I did miss the Star Wars show. It wasn't the right time of year, so we'll have to go back and get the Star Wars show.
Listen,
I'm
I'll
off to
tell you
Benidorm
what,
in a
right?
few weeks. I love Benidorm.
We'll go to Benidorm and I'll take you on piss.
Oh,
No, you
man.
don't want to go
Keep
with
up drinking with a Yorkshireman.
What does he say, 28 pints?
Listen, I'm trying to lose weight.
I am, but not in Benidorm.
Not in Benidorm. But no, I'm off to Benidorm, then I come back for 3 days, and then I fly to New York. I'm going to New York for
I've never been to a place where I'm watching like retirement pensioners drunk on mobility scooters wrecking into
Yeah.
the curb.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And I'm like,
Did you not get one?
no, they've made it to where you can't.
Oh, you can.
There's certain restrictions. I'm sure I could probably.
Did you go to Uncle Ron's?
No, I didn't.
Go to Uncle Ron's.
So
It's
Ron,
€1 a pint.
it is and all.
Yeah, €1 a
so
pint.
you could be down in
He does
about
he does
30
he does
quid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right there.
He does a massive breakfast, right? But
I think I've seen the breakfast. Yeah.
But he also owns a few scooter places.
Okay. Well, maybe next time I'll rent a Benidorm. You know, I actually did like the Old Town. The Old Town was really cool.
Yeah.
My thing is like I don't want to travel somewhere and get a fry up. Like if I'm
Yeah.
going to Spain, I want Spanish food because I want to experience that. And that's not throwing shade at anyone that
Yeah.
only eats that. But I always try and get people to get out of their comfort zone.
How many people ate in Egypt eating camel?
Camel, yeah.
But
When
they're
in
doing
Rome.
Egypt.
Camel.
I'm sure they eat camel in Egypt. I'm going in 2 weeks.
So you're gonna try the camel?
Working, yeah. I'm working in Egypt. So.
What's the weirdest food you've ever tried?
Ooh, probably balut. You ever had balut?
Oh, it's that.
It's like a developed chicken egg or duck egg.
Oh, is it?
Big
oh.
in Southeast Asia.
Oh, the
So
green egg.
You crack it open and then there's like a formed chicken,
Oh, right.
and then you
Oh,
just.
no. I've had that fermented egg, those green ones
It's similar, yeah.
that stink.
But they've got like bits of like bone in it. And
Do you do food combination? Because I like to play about with food. And
Yeah.
one thing I did before, and I thought it was amazing. I'd had my Sunday dinner at home, right, and we had it as like a buffet style, so it was all on the table. And then I had apple pie and custard, right? And I thought, oh. And I'm looking, and there were a bit of beef, a bit of mash, and some custard.
did you try it?
Yeah, and it was amazing. Got the beef, put the mash on top, put the custard on, because the custard turned the mash so creamy
Oh,
and tasty.
yeah.
It was beautiful. And I love
McDonald's
food
chips
fusion.
with milkshake. Have you tried
Yeah,
that?
the
Well,
salty
you do
sweet.
that anyway,
yeah.
don't you?
Lovely.
In the US, a
Yeah,
lot.
Wendy's is big with like a frosty.
Yeah. What like the ice drinks? You just dip it in.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream and you'll just get fried. You get like the salty sweet combo. But I just had a weird fusion, which even for me was weird. So there's this place in Nashville called Joshin, and it's
Right.
this Indian guy that runs it. It's a really good Indian restaurant, but he's done like American Indian fusion. So he's made an Indian biscuits and gravy,
Right. Oh.
and that is the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had.
What, like hobnobs and gravy?
No.
No, American biscuits.
Oh, what are them?
Kind of like
I ain't got a clue. I was thinking them
people
custard
say
cream.
they're scones, but they're not
Custard
scones.
creams and gravy.
They say they're scones, but they're not. Like a scone's a lot more dense. So like an American biscuit will be warm on the inside and it's nice and fluffy and layered, so you can pull it
yeah.
apart a lot easier.
They are good.
So it's a lot different.
I'm going to have to try some when I
It's
go.
similar to a scone, but outside of appearance, I don't really compare. them.
Have you got some questions to ask Sam?
Yeah, but I might do them after.
Yeah. Have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we just keep Sam in the loop, you see, Kalani. We're not a professional outfit. We just talk to the editor. He
I mean, I
looks
can
like.
talk back as well.
Yeah.
Try and talk to his tash. Look at his tash.
Yeah.
He's like that caterpillar off it.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay.
So your friend Gavin
Yeah.
will come out to you. So Sam did some camera work for a guy who knows Gavin.
Yeah.
So then Gavin spoke to Sam, and then Sam said to me, "Would you mind if I did some help with this guy?" And then I like, "Oh, is it Gavin?" And I thought, "Oh no, Gavin," because I'd seen him with you. So he's helping Gavin out and filming Gavin.
Yeah, he's
over
from
here.
Donny. He's
Yeah.
from Doncaster.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Doncaster at weekend with robots.
Yeah, so that's well. I don't. He lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere because that was the guy's house. He was the first person's
Yeah.
house that I went to
Because what was that night
for
when
a
I
Sunday roast,
Because you had fish and chips with me,
and then I went and had a
Yeah.
Sunday roast.
and then
Nice.
did you go karting or something afterwards? There was something going on in that
I
centre.
was
and you
supposed
looked at
to.
it.
I was supposed to, but my ass was too big for the go karts.
Because I left you in the centre, you and Savannah. You were looking at these go karts.
Well, they're not. They weren't like gas go karts. I don't know what
Like
it was.
electric ones.
Yeah, yeah. But the lady looked at me, and this was when I was, I don't know what stone that would be. I was probably like 35 pounds heavier, and even now I might still be too big. But she looked at me, and I could see her wheels turning, but I'm like, what's the problem? Like I'm just trying to get a go kart. So then she had her manager come out and be like, hey, so I don't know how to say this, but you're too big for our go karts. And I was like, oh, Yeah, you could have just fucking said that, and I wouldn't have stood
Don't
here
know
for
how
10
to say
minutes.
it. You're just too big.
No, well, they're like, there's a weight limit, and I'm like, 230 pounds. Yeah, I'm a little bit over that, so I don't think this is gonna work.
I am definitely off the top.
Mate, you'll get free burgers. You at Heart Attack Grill in Vegas.
A what?
You get free burgers
Would
at
I?
Heart Attack Grill.
I'm
Yeah.
375 pound.
I think it's 350, isn't it? Is it 350 at Heart Attack Grill?
I don't know. The heaviest I ever was like 327, and that was when I was playing American football.
I want to play that. I want to have a go at that.
Yeah,
Well-
you'd be a good tackle. He's a good
So
size for a
Kalani,
tackle.
when he come last time, he had to go at rugby union,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, that was class.
I'm banned.
And then I'm trying to get him involved for a Silverbacks game. For
Well,
rugby
here's the
league.
thing though, with league, that's a lot more running.
No. So with this one, because it's you're playing against professional players,
Yeah.
right, that have been playing for Leeds Rhinos, Castleford, but they're all retired now. So it's basically like touch rugby. So you don't get in and get them down. They'll just like come and just sort of bear hug you.
Well,
See?
that part didn't bother me.
Yeah.
The contact's not my problem. It's the running.
Yeah, but half of these guys can't run. I play, mate, and I can't run. Do you know what I mean?
I'm definitely going to try
They chuck-
American
wha-
football.
whack
There's
a
a
chuck
team at
ball at
Donny
me.
does it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be a good
Doncaster
left
Mustang. I'm
tackle.
going to go and just act like a nutcase.
Yeah. Right, well, thank you very much, mate. We're going to leave it there, and then we're going to come back in a bit with some questions.
All right.
No, I've end the episode.
All right, end the episode, yeah?
Do the questions after.
Well, Kalani, it's been fantastic having you here.
It's always a good time.
All right. Love seeing you every time you come over. Hopefully, I'm going to be going over, doing some stuff with you.
We're gonna get some food and ghost hunting done.
Yes, we're going to get some stuff done. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Jordan, what do you reckon to big lad here?
I'm going to Texas.
He's
That's
going
where
to
I'm
Texas.
going. I'm going to Texas. No, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, thanks for having me
An
on.
absolute massive star, influential, everything. And he's an adopted Yorkshireman.
There
I'll
you
take
go.
it.
There you go. Take care, guys. See you later.